My world. I have the beautiful Flora Rudolph with us today talking about meeting trees. And the tree that we're going to be meeting today, which I just discovered, the birch, is actually called the Lady of the Forest.
Lady of the Wood or Lady of the Forest. Yeah.
So she fits right in with us two beautiful ladies. So I'm looking forward to hearing all about the birch.
Okay. So birch, there's no tree really like it. It's through all cultures, it's this beautiful, like a female energy. Mm-hmm. It's the essence of Venus, really. And it presents itself as this gorgeous, I have this kind of funky picture. I'm here in my home today because it's really wet and super cold outside. But I've been with birches a lot recently and over the last time. But can you see this picture at all?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's a young birch, just to remind everybody what a birch looks like.
Well, isn't a birch the one that's white that all the canoes were made out of originally? Like, to me, that's the basic birch tree.
Yes, birch, there are like a whole lot of varieties, but the birch is white and black. It's kind of striated gray with some kind of pink, pale red underneath, and it's very smooth and supple bark. Yeah. It's very elegant and just stunning. There's nothing like it, and it's one of the first trees to like blossom in the spring, and the leaves in the fall are like this golden glimmer. It's just lovely, and I have a piece of birch bark with me.
Mm-hmm. You have to hold it up a little bit more,
like that.
Yeah,
for people to remember what this is. Mm-hmm. Kind of pinkish red on the underside. So it not only has these physical characteristics of just outstanding presence and beauty, elegance and poise, and all of these qualities you start to experience when you're with the birch. Mm-hmm. But when you allow yourself to really tune into it, I did this just a few days ago. I was walking down my trail, common trail that I go, and this birch called to me. This one always kind of like, come see me. Okay, so I did. And oh my word, just the fragrance, the feel of its bark was smooth, beautiful, and the colors, and just the wind in the leaves. It was just this light rustling. I mean, it's an incredible experience. But basically, I felt so feminine. It's like just all of this, kind of latent, dormant femininity kind of feelings started emerging, and I felt like my womb stir of all things. I mean, but
so I got a question then. If all that, when did this happen?
That was just maybe 5 days ago or something. 5 or 6 days ago, 7 days ago.
Hollis's birthday.
Yeah.
And have any males approached you since then?
Well, it's been very interesting because I've been focusing on this talk and the writing about birch and the being with the birch and the messages that I got with the birch, which I'll talk about in a minute.
The goddess of love and the church birch being feminine and your womb stirring. And then what happened?
Then, in my physical life, I went to my grandson's birthday party. Mm-hmm. Got asked out. That guy I really wasn't interested in going out with, but it was like, interesting. And then a few days later, when I came back to do the talk with you on Tuesday, which didn't work with the technology this time, mm-hmm. But I was on my way to the birch, and this guy just stopped me. Great guy. And we had the best conversation, just like we'd known each other forever, one of those kind of experiences. Mm-hmm. He hadn't been married, so that was how that was. But it was so lovely. It was an amazing connection. And it was just a great conversation. And when I left to go on my journey to the birches, he said, I feel like I should pay you. I feel so much better after this talk. It was so cool. But birches are, if you are looking for, I'm convinced that if you're looking for a mate, mm-hmm. or love, or if you're preparing for like some kind of wedding ceremony or something of that nature, birches are the place to go. Or if you're just like in this big feminine growth period where you are reaching out to manifest your female nature. Maybe you don't even know that's what you're doing, you know, but you're in a rebirth kind of place. Mm-hmm. Birches are a profound rebirthing tree for like starting the new, letting go of all the old. In fact, historically, they were like used after Halloween, which is interesting after the elm talk, to clear away all those spirits,
right,
and to bring rebirth. And the whole story is that they, rebirth trumps death. So it's much more powerful than the whole underworld, letting go of all the past, releasing what's old. Just fabulous.
Well, I think we get to that point where you're releasing and you're realizing you're rebirthing. It's simultaneous, right?
Yeah, it's simultaneous. But this is a great tree to hook up with. Mm-hmm. Sense any of those qualities happening, any of those experiences going on in you.
So what I find fascinating is that, I've had conversations with Rebecca about music, bringing your soul's mate. Now we're talking about the birch tree, and I've had, Melody and talking about applicable things in relationship. And I think what the viewers have got to know is that if you're interested in trees or nature, here it is you're learning about which tree to activate and bring you presence to that energy and allowing things to show up. Because when was the last time, just to give perspective? So before this guy, you went hung out with the birch tree, and then you got asked out. How long had it been since you'd been asked out previously? So coincidence? I don't think so. I think that birch had something to do with it.
I think the birches are working out. And so on that day when the womb stirred and everything, mm-hmm. The overwhelming message I got, and this is for people who aren't necessarily focused on finding their mate, whatever. It's for all of us. The overwhelming messages I got were like, just live your great joy. You have so much joy. And then it was like, it doesn't have to be more complicated than that. That was the message. And it was like, I'm going to cry almost. It was like, oh my God. And it's like, there is so much joy in this world. In every being, there is joy. Joy is here. It's one of those streams of energy that are just lying around. And they're going through you. And just choose it. Simple. And some of the effective ways to do that are to be with the birch, mm-hmm. taking its just great, joyful presence. And it's not like this whimsical tree. It's a very enduring, stable, a tree that can bring things back from the underworld and rebirth. And a tree that's known as a protector and that can sweep out the old. Okay, these are the historical significances of birch. And it's also the Mayday pole, which is like when everybody, abandons their wedding vows for a day and has a great time. And it's the shamans, one of their favorite poles, trees to climb to go to all different worlds. So it's not a whimsical tree. It's very enduring, very powerful, which is part of its incredible charm, really, that it is calm in all circumstances. It bends, it grows, it comes back before other trees when there's a fire or whatever. That's the power of this feminine birch.
Well, I think it's interesting that I always correlated canoes.
Yeah, container.
Carried, right? So it's like the feminine carries, protects, and brings them to a new place, right? You're going somewhere in the canoe.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And, I always was amazed at how the bark, it was so malleable, right? Like it was just amazing how compared to some of the other barks on the trees that, are just very hard.
Yeah. Yeah. That's great. Yeah, that's exactly right. It was also one of the first trees used to write on, because these pieces come up. I found this on the ground. This piece. This is a white Himalayan birch, paper birch. This was used as some of the first writing tablet.
Okay, so when you say white Himalayan, right? I go, Himalayans are over there in Tibet. So how did it get in Oregon?
They brought them. So I happen to live in this close to this very special place where they have, I don't know, I can't remember, countless tree species from all over the world. Anything that will grow here, they have brought and cultivated. So it's really great. That's why I love it going there, because I have all this species to be drawn to and be attracted to and learn from.
You're having a party with the trees every time you go. There's a huge diversity. You're with the global world, and they all appreciate and love you. So, the guy that comes into your life has really got, a lot to deal with, because you're already fully supported by the trees.
Cool. So it's like that. That's the other part, is this connection piece that's with trees. Because in reading about the different trees and what different cultures have, how they participated with different cultures in their lives, really. Mm-hmm. Like even just having the canoe built out of a birch, that's a whole ceremony and a whole ritual, and it's big. And so that's the disconnect. Of course, we all know we're disconnected from nature. That's the modern world, right? But that's one of the plagues of this modern world that we're trying to remedy in some aspects of our thinking. So it's this profound connection with nature. Mm-hmm. I mean, these trees call to me. They know my energy. They feel my energy. They don't necessarily, I don't know if they remember flora, who cares? But they feel my energy, and they feel I think they understand where I'm going and what I'm searching for and what my energy field is like about. And that's why different trees say, ooh, look at me, come see me, come here. And so we were talking, just you and I, just before we started this public talk, about if you don't have any trees, mm-hmm. what in the world are you going to do? So I've been thinking about that. And today I don't have a tree, obviously. I have this wonderful twig that still smells like the tree and has the colors of the tree. And I have that piece of bark.
Right.
And I have the memories and the images and the close connections that I've just had with them. But if you don't have that, I think that you can have a pretty profound experience by finding some great images of birch online or in a book or whatever. Mm-hmm. And also getting a tree essence, essential oil of that tree, whatever tree you're working with, if it's birch.
Right.
And a tree flower essence that you're taking in that energy field of the tree. So you have the aromatherapy, mm-hmm. and you have the tree essence energy, and you have the image. And then
explain to the person that is unaware of the difference between a tree essence and aromatherapy.
Okay, a tree essence is actually something that's it's like almost like a liquid homeopathic.
Okay.
The Bach flower remedies, if you've heard of those, it's that.
Yep, I have. Yeah, I just went.
Yeah, and rescue remedy and all those things are along those lines, and they've been shown to be very effective. In fact, we all know that trees and plants are used for medicine, mm-hmm. for different things that work with us, because we are all part of the same life force. So the tree essence, flower essence, or the tree essence, is just that distilled energy typically from leaves or bark. Our leaves are needles, that kind of thing, mm-hmm. and cut with either water or alcohol to maintain it. And you just take a few drops like you would a homeopathic remedy, and you start to feel the energy of that being.
Mm-hmm.
And the aromatherapy is the fragrance that can transport you, because we are so tuned into how things smell for survival, really. So having that kit available to you can, I think, transport you to the world of this tree.
Well, and for some people, it might even be that much more powerful, because they may be their sense of smell, for instance,
right,
or that I would say that the essence is more almost like a kinesthetic feeling thing.
Yes, yeah.
And if you're not a visual person, like, so you could see the tree but not really see it, but the other two could just really, you could be embraced by it fully.
Yes, yeah, it can really, really work on you. And especially because the aromatherapy, you can actually wear it like a perfume and take it through your whole day. But there's nothing, I really don't think there's anything to replace the full potency of being with the tree. So make a point of trying to do that when you can. Also, like I was just thinking when you were talking about this, the aromatherapy, the tree essence, and the image, we were talking about this, perhaps listen to Rebecca's song if you're looking for love.
Well, and it doesn't have to be love. See, from my perspective,
right,
this idea of love, where we identify with another partner, has to really start with self-love. And in self-love, there's the masculine and the feminine. There's this, to me, it's like the world. We're saying, we just think of United States or Canada, or people think of the Northern Hemisphere. It is the world. So right. As I was sharing with somebody, this is the first time that I'm aware that I can feel autumn in the sense that things are being released, but I can also feel the spring in Australia and in the Southern Hemisphere. So I'm feeling all in my body that I'm aware of. And whereas before, everything that anybody had ever sort of said was like, you just follow the seasons. So the seasons are here, but I'm much more than just this place that I'm in, right?
Exactly.
So this is the first time I'm really experiencing so much more on a unified field level.
Mm-hmm. That's one of the things I'm writing about, because I'm doing these individual writings about experiences with trees and then the different species. And if you happen to pick one of those pages that says, go to winter, right? And you're in the middle of summer, it doesn't matter. All of those experiences are within you and are around. Mm-hmm. It's just as all of these beliefs and rituals and cultural identifications and realizations that people have had, they're still lying here on the ground. That's what it feels like. They're just like these energies to pick up.
Right.
And they don't go away. They're here. Just as if your femininity, this part of your being, whether you're male or female, it doesn't really matter. And this part of rebirthing into who you're becoming, all of these qualities and the joy of that are here at every moment.
And I think you're right, like in the sense that it's all there, and each of us identifies with what we identify with. I mean, we can make up all the stories we want about it, but the truth is the joy is joy. And when you're feeling it, you realize it's different than happiness. It's a deep, but until you experience that, you don't know.
Yeah.
So, I have to ask you, sorry, just before I forget, the birch, when it's calling you, are you hearing it per se, or are you feeling it for you? How does it occur when they say, hey, come see me?
I notice it and I feel it in my body. I feel, my attention goes to that tree.
Right.
That's it. It's simple. Yeah.
Cool.
It's not a big, huge thing. It's just that, there you are. Hi. Okay. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Just like meeting someone at a party.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the person can Well, let's just say they're in the middle of Manhattan.
Right.
And they're too, getting to Central Park is out of the question too. So is there like can they reach out to you and get a little like tree kit or how does that work?
I'm hoping so. I haven't put that together yet, but that is on the plan. And I can help them get organized with that right now, even though I don't have it myself. I can help them figure that out. Yes. Yeah.
So they can reach out to you at treeloveconnect.com?
Yes. Yes. And knowing that each tree, also last week, my daughter was in a bit of distress, emotional distress. And she really just needed to ground herself and recenter and clear all the things that you need to do when you're feeling like that. And it came to me that she needed to go speak to a dawn redwood and a birch. It's like a prescription.
Right.
And so she did it, and it worked. And so I can give you a prescription. A tree prescription for whatever states ail you to help you move and release and move on. Yeah.
And that is, in one truth, pharmaceutical companies that provide the drugs that the doctors give you for a prescription that you're used to hearing about usually are based on natural ingredients. And that's where it comes from. So why not just go right to the source, call Flora, and get a tree prescription for whatever ails you?
Sure. Just message me. It's great. Give me my page, and I'll get to you. The other part is like Birch is the natural aspirin. That's where aspirin came from. So it has that. Yeah.
So you're wow, there's all kinds of things going on now, right? So people can just PM you, Flora Rudolph, right, and connect that way. Yeah. And you're happy to give them a little consult, right? No, yeah.
Yeah, no problem. Just talk. We'll just do it. And then also either PM me or go to my website, Tree Love Connect, and email me that way. Either way. It's great.
So great. So what is the next tree that we're going to get to meet?
Well, I think it's dawn redwood because the leaves are, it turns this unbelievable color in the fall. It's one of the only conifers that actually sheds their needles. And it turns this dawn color. It's a fabulous red, orange, pinkish, rosy loveliness. And that's just happening now. I'm hoping it's still there because the weather has changed here. But I think that one's next because of that. That tree was, they thought it was extinct, completely gone from the planet. And then in the 40s, some wise hiker found it in the middle of the China somewhere.
Right.
And knew what it was. And now it's kind of populated in different parts of the world. So.
Well, that's a sign itself, thinking that it was extinct and now it has been rebirthed.
Exactly. Yes.
Right.
So it's very closely allied to the birch in feeling, but it's very different as well. So it's its own character.
And that's the one your daughter had was it the bigger part of the prescription? Because you said 2 trees, I think, when you prescribed that she had to go.
Dawn redwood and birch.
So when you say, is that like she had to go hug the tree, sit with the tree, just open up and receive what the tree was telling her? How does that prescription work?
All of those. All of the above. Whatever you're called to do when you get there. Go find the tree, pull up the tree image, if you can't find the tree. Mm-hmm. And be there with it. Take in its energy, see what it offers to you, what it provokes in your mind, in your feelings, mm-hmm. what opens inside you. And for her, a lot poured out when she did this. That was very good. Yeah.
Awesome. That is so brilliant.
Yay.
Yeah. So is there anything else that you would like to share? Like when you meet the birch, the same idea. Is there a sense of words that you share, like a little meditation or anything like that? Or is it just really what you go with what you feel?
You go with what you feel. But I think if we'd like to do a little tune in right now.
Okay.
Okay. Let's just imagine that beautiful birch with this bark that's so stunning and smooth and supple, and all these brilliant colors, the white and gray and black striations with this rosy pink, red, and the fragrance of birch coming fully through you. So you got this smooth bark under your hands. You have your forehead on it, and you're feeling this energy shift in you, and your heart is opening. Just breathe that in. Breathe it in and feel your roots coming out of your feet and your grounded solidity with this tree. And you're both here in the same space and time. And let your energy fields merge with your breath. And feel the joy then that is coming through you from this tree, sharing its great presence with joy. We all have joy. Everything has joy. It's part of life. And life is so happy to be expressing itself and to be moving and creating and living in this experience we call life, in all of its forms and all of its varieties and all of its virtues. So allow your breath to carry you deeper into this tree. And you can feel a light rustling and hear the wind moving through the leaves. It's like a little tinkling chime. So take in more and more joy. Allow the space for this to happen within you. And the great power in your own being for this expression. And for the wise guidance and counsel of the birch to come through you with anything that it may offer you today. Stay with this as long as you like, fully imbibing the energy. And know that you are greatly loved by all creation.
I think that got people relaxed for the weekend.
Perfect.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for being here.
Bye.